Birds are a constant source of amazement, whether you consider yourself a birder or not. We share our planet with so many interesting birds, from familiar garden visitors to birds beyond your backyard. However, among the bright-colored feathers and incredible features, there are undoubtedly many, for want of a better word, ugly birds. Not to say that these birds aren't just as interesting as others, but there's just something a little off-putting about them, and we couldn't hold back our curiosity. So, here are 8 of the ugliest birds around the world and the reasons why you shouldn't judge them by their appearance. California condor may be the largest flying bird in North America, but it's admittedly not one of the prettiest. This bird's average wingspan of 9 to 10 meters is undoubtedly fascinating. However, it shares the common vulture feature of having very few feathers on its head and neck. Bare yellow-orange skin can flush during emotional states, allowing California condors to communicate with one another. Beady eyes embedded in an almost hairless yellowy skull connected to a bare, bulging necks certainly make the California condor a contender for the most ugliest birds. Moreover, the feasting habits of these enormous condors, including carcasses of deer, pigs, whales and sea lions, don't help its case. However, California condors are critically endangered, with slow reproduction, pesticides and lead poisoning from carcasses of hunted animals the main culprits. King vultures are one of the few predominantly white species of vultures, complete with gray-black tail feathers and ruff. The king vulture is a scavenger found in Central and South America, known for making the first cut into a fresh carcass. Also, it will dominate freshly found carrion, displacing smaller New World vultures from a potential feast. King vulture's colorful face and neck are certainly eye-catching. However, the king vulture isn't too easy on the eyes. This bird's unfortunate carbuncle certainly sets it apart as an ugly bird. Bright orange excess of flesh sits on top of the king vulture's beak. However, its surprising use is to attract mates. The intense orange color suggests to potential mates that individuals are well-fed and have high levels of testosterone. Although the king vulture is listed as least concerned by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, their numbers are beginning to decrease, primarily because of habitat loss. The Indian gray hornbill is a dark, medium-sized bird covered in gray feathers. It has a large, curved black bill, the lower half of which fades into a pale yellow, and a short, pointed casque. To support its bulky beak, this bird has strong neck muscles, which allow it to use its bill during fighting, preening, and hunting. The Indian gray hornbill is one of few birds with eyelashes which frame its dark red eyes. Indian gray hornbills often travel in pairs during the nesting season, and females tend to close up the entrance of their nests with mud pellets and food to protect them from predators. Primary food source is berries and small fruits, particularly those of the toothbrush tree and Indian ash tree. When you look at Indian gray hornbills, it's easy to see their distant relation to dinosaurs. Beady red eyes and intimidating casque sitting atop the long, thin beak certainly make this an unfortunate addition to any ugly birds list. This bird of prey is not an animal to be messed with. Shoebill's 7-inch beak is strong enough to cut through fish as long as 6 feet, too, and these African swamp dwellers are even able to take on baby crocodiles. Although these 5-foot-tall birds can fly, they usually don't do so for long periods. Their mating call makes shoebills easily recognizable, which also helps deter predators. By clapping the upper and lower parts of their bill together, shoebills are able to make a call scarily reminiscent of a machine gun. Although this sounds like more than enough to deter any curious people, shoebills are surprisingly docile around humans. Researchers have managed to get within 6 feet of these incredible birds, all while the shoebill simply stares them down. Gigantic shoebill certainly looks like something prehistoric, hence the deserved name of Balaniceps rex. However, the beady eyes and terrifying beak really help the shoebill take the cake in a discussion about the ugliest birds. Southern screamer is named for its loud barking call and looks like an odd mix between a pigeon and a goose. However, the southern screamer's unmelodious, trumpet-like call is vital to protecting themselves and other birds from predators, since fellow lake-dwelling birds can hear it from 2 to 3 kilometers away. Southern screamers are semi-aquatic birds with partially webbed feet to help them in water. They have long, red-pink legs and gray speckled plumage, complete with long, dark tail feathers. On their heads is a small crest, and their eyes are ringed by naked, red skin. Despite their disproportionate appearance, southern screamers are incredible swimmers and flyers. Southern screamer is definitely an odd looker, with its large body, disproportionate head, and broad legs. There are certainly more shocking species out there as ugly birds go, but the southern screamer wouldn't sit well on a list of most beautiful birds. Muscovy duck is a common fowl species found across North America. However, most wild individuals inhabit South Texas. These forest dwellers are easily distinguished by their red facial patches, which develop caruncles as they age. Wild Muscovy ducks have glossy black-green plumage with white patches on their wings and breast. Muscovy ducks consistently confuse birdwatchers since many guidebooks neglect to include them. Additionally, male Muscovy ducks often mate with different species, producing sterile cross offspring and further confusing avid bird lovers. The Aztecs considered the Muscovy ducks the totem animal of their wind god, but the warty red face of these ducks almost makes us question this honor. This unfortunate side effect of aging definitely puts the Muscovy duck in the category of ugliest birds. Also known as the firebird, the marabou stork is a wading bird that acquires most of its food through scavenging. Their nickname comes from their attraction to grass fires in their native country of Africa, which they march in front of in order to grab any animals fleeing the flames. Conversely, marabou storks are also called the undertaker birds due to their appearance. When looking at them from behind, the back and wings of marabou storks look almost like a cloak, hence their unfortunate nickname. They have long, pointed beaks attached to bald heads, save for a tuft of hair on top. Plumage is primarily black, with white and brown patches on the breast. As if the appearance and habits of this bird aren't terrifying enough, marabou storks are known for killing children if they wander too close. Though their personalities are certainly not the most appealing, marabou storks are by far one of the ugliest birds we've seen. Watsines are truly weird and wonderful birds, infamous for their incredible stench. Like cows and sheep, Watsines are ruminators, meaning they digest their food through bacterial fermentation. However, Watsines have a large esophagus and crop, making them the only birds in the world to use these foregut elements rather than a stomach to digest food. All the foliage Watsines digest in this odd way creates the horrible stench that Watsines are renowned for. Watsines are built like pheasants and have a crest of spiky, orange-red feathers on the top of their naked, blue heads. In addition, they have a plumage of brown and white speckled feathers and large wings. Although the colors of the Watsine are undoubtedly beautiful, their large red eyes and parrot-like beak are enough to make anyone uncomfortable. Looking through some of the ugliest birds may be amusing, but the majority of these bird populations are on the decline. Survival of these birds is vital for essential ecosystems and for the education of future generations. So, help protect these rare birds through the RSPB. Which do you think are the ugliest birds that we looked at? Leave your thoughts below.